With that, ladies and gentlemen, now we get ready and set for our next panel. Panel number 2, the second panel of the day on wellness tech. And I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting panel. We have 8 industry expert speakers in this panel. For the next 50 minutes, they're going to not just share their thoughts and insights, but they're also going to engage with you. So let us welcome the panel members, and please help me welcome them with a big round of applause. Joining us first in the panel, Mr. Gaurav Uppal, Corporate VP and Head HR Partnership Channel from Axis Max Life Insurance. Big round of applause to Gaurav ji. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, Ms. Shefali Tomar, Vice President People and Culture, CK Birla Hospital. Big round of applause to Shefali ji. Welcome to the panel, madam. Please have your seat. Joining next, Mr. Ashish Kumar, Vice President in CHRO Jindal Power. Big round of applause to Ashish ji. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, we have Ms. Parul, Head of HR from INSTAPOWER. A big round of applause to Parul. Parul, welcome to the panel. Please have your seat. Joining next in the panel, we have Mr. SAURABH SINHA, General Manager and Head of HR, SAR Group, Livpure. A big round of applause to SAURABH ji. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, we have Ms. Simran Kaur, Group Head HR Business, 𝐑𝐸𝐈𝐺𝐝 Wellness and Policies from Tata Power-DDL. A big round of applause to Simran ji. Welcome to the panel, madam. Please have your seat. Joining next in the panel, we have Dr. Shashank Teotia, Group Head HR from Paras Healthcare. A big round of applause to Dr. Shashank. Welcome to the panel, doctor. Please have your seat. And now, our honorable panel moderator, Mr. Nitin Dave, CEO from Quess Staffing Solutions. A big round of applause to Nitin ji. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. So Nitin ji, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting panel. So all over to you, Nitin ji, and with such a powerful panel, I'm expecting a fantastic session.
You're absolutely right. It's a very, very powerful panel, and I'm seeing at least more than 200 years of HR experience here from multiple industries. You know, we have the power sector, the BFSI sector, the healthcare, industrial segment. So, and we are going to talk about HR tech or well-being tech. Is it the future of well-being? You know, that is the discussion, and that is the topic of our discussion. And so before we actually start the panel and the discussion, I will ask my panel members to give a very quick introduction of themselves. Simran, we'll start with you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm Simran Kaur, representing Tata Power Delhi Distribution Limited. I have been working with the company since past 22 years and with the in core HR for past 19 plus years. I am currently heading the HR business partner, welfare and policy management. It also includes employee wellness and diversity, equity and inclusion. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. I'm Saurabh. I come from retail industry, consumer durable industry, services industry, and I bring with me 20 plus years of experience. I'm heading HR with Livpure in my current role. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to everyone. It's a wonderful audience. Hi, I'm Shashank. I look after the HR for Paras Healthcare. We are a tertiary care provider, come with north of 20 odd years of experience. And I come from a family of HR professionals. My wife is also in HR. So, great. Thank you, Nitin. Thank you, Cenex, for organizing this wonderful event.
Yeah, a very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Parul Jauhar. I come with almost 20 plus years of experience in HR. Been primarily with the IT and ITES sectors and now currently associated with the manufacturing sector. So firstly, I think very grateful for SINHA and for organizing this wonderful event, and really like to say one thing, that I think it's a very apt topic that I have chosen today. I think technology is ever evolving. It's a rapid shift that's happening. Even, you know, people who are like 50 plus or 60 plus, they need to get on with the role of technology now, because I think it remains the heart now. So I think how HR is enabling technology into wellness of employees and how we all are contributing to it and adding value, it's a very apt topic, and I think we'll get a lot of industry insights into it. Thank you so much. Look forward to be a part of this discussion.
Thank you, and thank you, Synax, and for organizing this event and inviting us part of the panel. And the the panel sitting arrangement is very quietly configured between power and the healthcare industry. So thankful to that, good synergy. So hello, I am Ashish Kumar from Jindal Power Limited. With I'm a growing HR professional by profession and technical by heart, with more than 20 years of experience in technical and HR background. So I may be the youngest HR professional sitting in the panel, or maybe in the hall. Just 7 years in HR, but just 14 years into the technical. So God had been kind enough for me to give all the great opportunities where I have to write to give me the blank slate, where I have to write the script. The challenge was to write the right script, because you were the first. So with the grace, I have been successful enough, and I'm looking here also a good discussion on well-being of the employee, well-being, how we can increase productivity with the well-being, how it can be integrated with the organization structure. So thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Shefali, Tomar. I look after people and culture initiatives for CK Birla hospitals. I've been in human resources for about now 21 years. Worked in length and breadth of various industries, from manufacturing, BFSI, consulting, technology consulting. I represent the legacy of 50 years CK Birla Group comes up with. We are a nation builder group, and proud to be part of it and sharing my perspectives with the group. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Gaurav Uppal. I represent Max Life Insurance. I am the head of HR for corporate channels and partnership channels. Well-being as a subject I am passionate about and would love to share with the audience some interesting insights and what's transpiring in the BFSI world as far as wellness is concerned. Over 20 years of work experience, 10 years with Max Life, before that with Kotak Mahindra Bank and Standard Chartered Bank. So all throughout banking and financial, and representing the BFSI industry for the wellness agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that mic we can keep there, so, and it can circulate. I have one. So you've seen what a rich panel that we have, and nobody said less than 10 years of experience, and Ashish says I'm a growing HR professional, only 7 years, but he's written 21 publications. He has 6 patents under him, and there are very large industrial houses that he's worked for, which have very large workforces. So I can certainly tell you he's not a growing HR professional. He's there, very, very much there. So, and everyone here is a very, very accomplished professional, and I'm positive that everyone in the audience can take something about wellness and well-being back into their organizations by listening to this panel. So let me get into the topic. We are talking about wellness tech, the future of employee well-being, and I'll start straight with Gaurav. And, and before even we discuss technology and the HR tech for wellness, how can we measure wellness? And how big is the issue, in your opinion, this wellness issue?
Thank you, Nitin, for giving me this opportunity. I think wellness, holistic wellness, has 3 aspects to it: financial, physical, and emotional. What gets most measured is, of course, the financial aspect, wherein the balance sheet is ready as per the individual's aspirations. Health within the organizations and for employees can be checked through maybe sick leaves, other leaves, and maybe the health checkups or the hospitalizations happening in the industry, in the organization, but still measurable. Emotional health is something which is large, not over the surface. Aspects are absolutely under the surface. What gets measured during the organization's pulse surveys or engagement surveys, largely the work-life balance and the breakages of relationship between the leaders and the teamworks and the collaborations. But the other aspect of emotional wellness, which do not get talked about more or does not get easily measured, is the fatigue element, the burnouts, the resilient quotient of employees, the personality types which we are dealing with, which is the anxiety, or the stress levels. And I think that is where organizations of future need to measure them first, because these are the lead indicators which then reflect, if not managed properly, in productivity, or should I say lower productivity, high leaves, low collaboration between the teams, missing deadlines, mood management or emotional quotient of employees, so on and so forth. So these are the lead indicators which then reflect in the lag indicators as far as organizations are concerned. And India is now, of course, waking up to this fact. The Western economies, or should I say organizations, have recognized this. Emotional well-being is no more a taboo being to be discussed within the Western frame of world. In India, when we speak about emotional wellness, people relate it to mental wellness, and it is still considered a taboo. Why? Employees themselves are reluctant. Most of the organizations are using EAP services, which is the therapy of it, which is the lag indicator. And not more than 10%, and there are various HR professionals now in the hall, the uptake of these EAP services is not more than 10% of the employees, because employees are only reluctant to approach a psychologist or a therapist. And hence the problem is very large. I was reading somewhere 63% of salaried professionals in India across the spectrum of industries are suffering from one anxiety or the other, or they have this inward anxiety.
63%?
63% at some point of time. Stress, which is a loosely used word, people say I'm under stress, so on and so forth, that's only 7%. So it is the fatigue, the burnout, the anxiety, or the low resilient quotient actually which precipitates into stress, which demands, of course, a therapy or counseling, so on and so forth. And for that also the uptake is only 10%. The problem is growing. The fact that we are discussing it, it is being discussed within the organizations. All organizations, or most of them, are deploying interventions to arrest this phenomena. This, I believe, in next 5 years in India would become the next pandemic. Add to that the geopolitical dimensions to it, in what's happening in the tech world, the layoffs that we are hearing, the global alignments or realignments happening. This problem is only growing and becoming a pandemic.
Gaurav, you've used a very, very serious word, pandemic. You know, last time we knew about the COVID pandemic. And Gaurav is saying that this is a very serious problem, and indeed, you put a number to it also, that 63% of the people are impacted by it.
And so, maybe in the later part of the discussion, Nitin, when we talk about the Gen Zs or the millennials, the problem is more acute.
I'll come back to you. I'll certainly come back to you. So, so I think you've all heard that this is a very serious problem, very large numbers, and how can tech contribute to it? And before we go again, how can tech contribute to it? We had a discussion just before this panel, and one of my panel members feels, and I'll go to SAURABH, he says tech itself is responsible for some of this lack of well-being or issues. So, SAURABH, why do you say that? So why is tech causing lack of well-being?
Okay, I'll just bring my perspective. What I was talking to you, Nitin, in morning. I worked for a German multinational as well, and way back in 2012-13, we were talking about how tech is evolving and it is going to impact the work life, how it is going to reduce the productivity. Now, here in India, when you look at the environment where we are working, the boundaries have gone beyond the physical, say, of the office infrastructure. COVID came, Teams came, Zoom came, and it was in our drawing room very next moment, right? And I'll just bring some reflection in the team and the audience over here, that there have been many reels and videos and pictures. You can see someone going to Kumbh and doing his own homework, office work from there. People sitting on a vacation on call with the office. So barriers have been broken. And I think the time and the call right now is to normalize saying, this is my boundary for employees as well as the HR fraternity I'll call upon, because we are here to talk about it, and we always take pride in saying we are the custodian of the culture and ethical use of AI. So we need to define those boundaries well, we should allow those breaks, what people call. Sick leave में कोई आपको ये नहीं बोलता कि I'm not feeling well, I want to be at home. I remember a conversation with one of my colleagues. He was not well, he was talking to me. There is a societal aspect to it. His wife from back end said, if you're telling that you're not well, how will your organization treat you? Think of it, reflect of it. It is a real hard-hitting question. If someone is not well, every day in news there are layoffs happening. It is being glorified in terms of cost optimization. Value creations, stretched targets are there, stretched work hours are there. How are we going to create a balance between technology and the human aspect of it? That is what I call it. So the societal change and the technology evolution itself is also causing lot of, this issue of well-being, because physical movements are gone. People are looking at the validation they're getting on Instagram Reels or onto the LinkedIn post that they give, and then they decide, are they, you can say successful or not so successful. They look at others. Everyone is happy in Reel, but they are alienated from the society. You walk out, you have forgotten to connect with your relatives, with your friends, with your society people. So we should reflect onto it. This is what I wanted to bring a perspective on this table and panel as well.
No, Saurabh, that's a very good
Nitin,
point.
Just wanted to add in there. So, of course, while COVID came in and the hybrid working model has come in, it's coming with its own pros and cons, right? So, while it gives me flexibility of working from home, but it also eats away my time, which is my me time, which is my family time. So even if it's 9 o'clock in the night, I'm supposed to answer a call, right? So I cannot say no just because I'm working from home. Had I done this 6 hours or 8 hour shift in office, I would have not been, liable to work at 9 o'clock, right?
Very
So
fair.
it's coming with its own pros and cons. And I think, touching on the fact, that as HR leaders, of course, we are spearheaded, to, increase, the being employee-centric, driving the right kind of culture in the organization. I think that is where we need to set boundaries. So as an organization and as an HR leader, I've worked along with, with my CEO and the vision that my managing director has on this. There are certain boundaries that we have put across in place. Mandatory leaves are there in the organization, which we want the employees to take so that they can balance themselves out. The word is that when you come back to work, you should be rejuvenated, you should be refreshed, you work with your whole mind and soul and heart into it. Not that, just working even on a 10-day leave, I'm answering calls and I come back, okay, with the same kind of tired soul.
Sure.
So I think that's the, as HR leaders, balancing that, mandatory leaves, setting up boundaries, not taking calls beyond 6 or 8, whatever the timelines are, so that we can have burnout, reduce the 63% burnout stress statistics, which I think Gaurav just mentioned about, and we can be able to balance that structure. So those aspects as an HR leader, we are introduced in our organization.
Yeah, thanks, Parul. And Saurabh, really thank you for bringing this point up, that, if we have some barriers, actually it will increase the well-being, of people. So, and, I'm a moderator, but I would like to share my own example. When I started work in 1997, Saturday was half day, but if I left office, there was no way my boss or anybody in the organization, I didn't have a laptop, but then came pagers, then came laptop, then came mobile phones and, smartphones, and finally COVID was the end of it, right? So thank you for bringing this up. Really, really appreciate this. Shashank, Dr. Shashank, I'll move to you on the well-being journey. So there is clearly a need to prepare the organization for well-being. So what kind of structures do we create? How do we start this journey in an organization?
Thank you so much, and a good question. So I think first thing first is that you need to start from acknowledging that there is a pandemic, as what Gaurav said, right? The magnitude of this pandemic is such, and if you to believe the big fours, without taking the name of the report, right, there's 80% of the employees who are under some or the other kind of mental support needed, if that's the right word to choose, right? You can be ignorant to it. You can choose to live with it. Technology is here to stay. It's not going away anywhere. So first and the foremost thing is you need to understand that this is a VUCA world. Technology adoption will further increase. This pandemic will take a sharper turn. the manifestation in terms of whether it is productivity, absenteeism, attrition, exits, whatever, will start showing even more blatantly in the future. So the start point, Nitin, if I may so say, is that as HR leaders, first of all, acknowledge, yes, there is a problem, I need to address it. I'll take a quick example without taking the name of the organization, and I was having a conversation with the leader, with the P&L head, right? And I was just discussing that, we are wanting to do this mental well-being assessment of our employees to try finding out where are the gaps and what are the things that we should do. So he made a very different statement, right? And he said, yeah, you know what, we stopped engagement because it was becoming my review. So there are all kind of leaders, there are all kind of priorities, there are all kind of stages. But I think somewhere along with the CEO, the promoter, the P&L head, this responsibility largely lies with HR. So please open your eyes, do some bit of reading yourself as well to understand what it is, what is the impact of it, what are the manifestation, how does it lead to not the kind of culture or the organization you want to have. So first is acknowledge it. Okay. Second step is, and there are many ways in which you can find out that what is the well-being level of your employees without even approaching. And I'm not trying to sound contrary to the great platforms which exist. There are ways internally, and that should be the first point. You should try doing it yourself. So there are scales, there are multiple, there is PSS. WHO has a well-being index. These are readily available indexes and items which are available on wherever and whatever you want to check on internet, right? Do a very simple thing. Do that assessment yourself of your employees. It'll tell you whether are they under stress, are they under anxiety, are they under burnout, are they under depression, are they under self-harm category. Provided you have been able to build an organization culture where employees, even if it is anonymous, are willing to be honest and share the right insights on what they feel. But I strongly insist, do that yourself. It builds a case. It builds the case for that one leader I spoke about who wanted to say that I don't want my assessment. Because once when you have data and numbers related with the real impact what mental health brings in, absenteeism hai, attrition hai, retention hai, exits hai, productivity, I mean there is no end to it. And once when you do that, you are able to build a concrete case in the system to say, hey, we need it. And this is my responsibility, and this is the impact which will happen on employees, on the bottom line, on the operations, and on the productivity. Immediately when you get the buy-in, no, get a committee, right? More the merrier. Have good leaders, invest in few champions, bribe them in case you have to. Make sure that there are few leaders with you who are resonating with the sentiment. So the third thing is please form a structural committee if you really want to drive a change in the organization ethos and philosophy of driving mental health. Then once when the committee is there, set the right matrices, other things, identify great partners. I am a very strong advocate of technology, and I would insist that try looking at, because there is a great, I mean, we've also gone through a cycle of looking at one-on-one and physical counseling pieces only. However, the technology has really helped in improving the penetration, which is very critical, right? Once when you've identified, the most important thing I feel, hand on heart, that, it can't be lip service. It can't be saying that we are a great place where mental well-being and health is important of you. You will have to embed it in a culture. And I know it sounds quite vague and many have questions, but it's not that difficult either. You need to reward the behavior you want it to be institutionalized. First thing, have a very clear reward and recognition, whether it was for employees, whether it is for the teams, whether it is for the managers, whether it is for the leaders. First thing in the culture you want to instill it, make sure that there is a reward and recognition to it. Second, have very clear measurable matrices, and there are more than many. Aap Google कीजिएगा, you'll get the answer. Third is your actions and the leadership needs to emulate the behaviors which you are wanting to instill in the people. Matrix measure कर रहा हूँ, but leader नहीं कर रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. The only way is sensitize them, training कराओ, give them the insights, help them in it, if I can so say. Fourth is there are many great organizations who have adopted host of well-being initiatives, starting from whether it is policy matters, whether it is leadership development matters, where you are sending a signal in a formal manner that this is not lip service. There is, and there are organizations, we are also planning to do it, there are wellness leaves, mental wellness leaves which are being given. The very clearly carved out policy on harassment, very clear carved out policy on bullying, anti-bullying. Communicate that to the people. So have the policies right, reward the right behavior, and make sure that your leadership is emulating it. Continue to measure it. Is personally, I feel, and we've done that journey a couple of times, has been something, and I can't say that we're already there, but at least some small step in that direction, at least in sensitizing the people and the organization, has been achieved. So I'll just pause there.
Brilliant answer, Shashank. So I liked your first point. First, acknowledge, yes, there is a problem. And also your third point, that for well-being, you need to have a structure. Yeah, a committee that is constant. You know, it's not just HR doing, but various people, and you involve all stakeholders. So these are 2 points that really resonated with me. Really something to reflect about. Thank you so much. Simran, I'll move to you. I just wanted to ask, and you're a very mature organization as far as well-being is concerned, and I wanted to understand how have you integrated and leveraged technology for wellness, and I'm like, where is the state of the organization? Where do you see you going, yourself going in the future?
Technology has revolutionized all the sectors, and healthcare is not left. At Tata's, we already have a history with all the Tata Group and all the Tata Group of companies. They have always been there for employee well-being, employee welfare, and they are in fact the ones who created many welfare policies for the nation also. And at my organization, Tata Power-DDL, though we started early, around 2010, with a focus on employee welfare and well-being. But on the wellness tech part, we didn't think it was an option to select. We thought it was essential, and this essentiality was built in during the COVID era. And it was a dramatically quick move to the technology part, taking help of technology. And the things that we did to integrate with the technology, there were few things. First, we digitized our basic annual health checkup to a digital technology platform. Definitely, the employee has to go to the hospital or a diagnostic center to get the test done, but the rest part was digitized, and the employees could choose their own preferences at their own convenience. They could book the appointments, they could reschedule, they could access the digitized reports, and also take teleconsultations based on whatever high, moderate, or lower risks that were there. For organization standpoint, the organization had access to dashboards, digital dashboards, and also they had indicators, data-driven insights of what the employees, where the employees are standing, what is the health index of the organization, the functions, the departments, across different segmentation, gender, age, and all those things. So it helped us transform our strategy thing, and we have a people-first strategy in place. So apart from this, we did a lot of other things also. We introduced a smart healthcare digital app where the employees, as well as their 5 dependent family members, they could access. It was an inclusive access for all employees, all kind of employees from all segments, let it be the field workers or the management cadre people. And this helped people to meet their basic health needs. Like if somebody is having a flu or a cold or fever, they could definitely get teleconsultation and address that issue. Definitely for serious issues, they had to go and visit the specialist and all. Apart from this, We also transformed our wellness strategy to a virtual platform. Apart from the virtual part, we also continued somewhat with the in-person thing also. And all the webinars, podcasts were introduced on the technology platform. And the other thing that we did, we started to give gifts for good health, rewarding people with such kind of health-related gifts, detox bottles and Fitbits and all those devices where people could monitor their health and take actions accordingly. In addition, we also introduced a EAP platform that was there traditionally since past 15 years, and it was in person, but we moved that to the tech platform, and now kind of we are trying to get it back in the in-person thing also. We are hiring counselors for having the in-person thing also.
So interesting, huh? So now you introduced tech, but now you're doing a combination of tech and touch.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
that's great.
we believe that along with technology, we should have a human-centric approach, and because nothing can beat a human touch, a human conversation, and the technology and the bots do not behave in that manner.
Very exciting point, Simran, coming from you that yes, technology is there, but nothing can beat face-to-face conversation or face-to-face touch. So I want to now move on uh, to Ashish, to you. Now, you work in industrial settings. Now there are sometimes thousands of workers in one single location. Yeah, and all of them, they're not all white collar workers or very highly educated. The age group is, how do you look at well-being there, and can you use technology there?
Okay. So thanks, Nitin, for very pertinent question resembling to the manufacturing industries. So I would like to start with a quote which most of the industry people in safety practices would be knowing, that body parts are not manufactured in any
Ashish, if you can hold the mic a little.
Okay. So where you can, most of the industry people would be knowing that safety code, that the body parts are not manufactured in any workshop. So, correct. So that goes back that when a person is starting from home, he should come wholeheartedly. And whenever an employee is going back to the home, he should be safe. And this code does not restrict here only between industry and the home. It extends beyond that, that you have to keep your family safe and intact. But the well-being nowadays is beyond the occupational hazard, occupational health and safety. It comprises of your physical, mental fitness. It also constitutes your financial, emotional well-being. It also makes how the career employee is facing in the organization and how the workplace culture is. So this totally comprises of, to my opinion, is the well-being, employee well-being. So at Jindal, we have beautiful townships, green township, and which comprises of the schools, the clubhouses, the shopping complexes, and all amenities to keep employee safe and secure. So one goes to the workplace, feel that their family is safe, secure, they can more concentrate on their work, and also the travel time is hardly 10 to 15 minutes, so that the transportation or commutation fatigue is minimized. This does not, to answer this does not stop this to executives who are white collar or blue collar. We extend this kind of facilities to the business associates who are contractual workforces. We call them Shramik Vihar, the labor colony, who are also well equipped for the bachelor accommodation with all washing and other utility facilities. But the well-being is beyond that. So what Shashank was mentioning, first thing to accept. So last year I tried to launch this comprehensive well-being program, and unfortunately I titled it mental well-being. So it was a set work for me. So how do you wrap it up? So लोग बोले कि हम लोग पागल हैं क्या? ठीक है.
Yeah, I think you also used the word taboo.
So that was a taboo. So we restructured it, redefined it. Some research we did. Then we relaunched the program as employee well-being, which comprises of multiple things, as I mentioned, which talks about the fitness, which talks about the health, all those things, covers all the topics. So when we talk about this, the health does not comes from only you go to gym or do yoga, what you eat also. So at Jindal, we also takes care of what our employees are eating. We do not use refined oils. We only use filtered oils. We don't use maida. We don't use frieds. Okay, so that helps our employee fit and energized. So
Sir, आप सब अच्छी चीजें निकाल दोगे तो well-being कैसे होगा?
नहीं, ये आपका body जो है ना, okay.
Just sorry, my apologies. Just to create a lighter moment.
That is part of our culture, and we have big dairy farms, we have organic farming, so those kind of things are being sold in our business shopping complexes also, which keeps our employees healthy. So this is one part. Second part, coming to the extended concept of this employee well-being. We launched this program a couple of months back, and we got hardly any 10-15% of the subscription, employee subscription. We did some survey, we found that more than 50% employees are concerned with the data privacy. पता नहीं HR उस डेटा को कैसे यूज़ करेगा मेरे बॉडी वाइटल्स को, मेरे
Very relevant point.
हाँ. So we through our connects, through our HR Samparks, we convince them, counsel them, no boss, this is not used for anything else. It will just to keep you fit, upkeep. And then we constituted multiple groups which are focusing on BMI, which are focusing on diabetes, some parenting tips, high BP groups, and those groups we are having. Sorry. So those groups have dedicated coaches, and now we are trying to convert them into communities. Okay. So this is.
So that's tech giving feedback, sir.
So that is second thing. Third, what I have learned recently, yesterday I attended a session. So there I learned that new concept of individual value proposition. So we have to move from EVP to IVP. So same HR has to move from IDP to IVP, and this employee well-being is the new dimension in that IVP, which we have to inculcate as part of our culture in the organization. And same we are doing at Jindal Power, where we are taking together the white collar, blue collar, and our contractual workforce, so that we can keep our people healthy and fit to concentrate on their work.
Interesting. So thank you, Ashish. Shefali, I want to ask you, and I could have asked this question to Dr. Shashank also. See, when we all go to hospitals, or people when they book, anyone who goes to a hospital, already their well-being is not there. Otherwise, you won't go to the hospital. Yeah, and then you have people who actually work inside hospitals. So how does HR and the organization look after the well-being of healthcare workers who are really looking after the customers who are very, very stressed by themselves? So over to you, Shefali. Would love to get your perspective.
I think I'm audible.
Yeah, I think you have to hold it a little close.
Okay. Is it audible now? So I think stress is undeniable in healthcare industry, and probably while the panel was speaking about COVID, I think we were the few essential services which were perennially on and all the time. Okay, so the stress, burnout, all this is part of our job. Probably that's a part of our job specs. When we look at people, probably healthcare do not hire one of those who are Ivy League college people. We hire people who come from different walks of life, very grounded people. And when we hire them, they come with this resilience already because they've gone through much in their lives. So that's one of the job specs which you always see. Healthcare would have tried and tested a lot of top 10 colleges hiring as well, but that doesn't work. Few of these reasons could be this. Now, in terms of helping, I think, as I said, that we work in the spectrum of a very big legacy hospitals to hospitals which are new generation hospitals. What we do is we use technology to give us nudges at the right point. We have AI inbuilt moodometer through which we first look at those predictive analytics to see that how employee feeling, and that's available on employee on their WhatsApp and their email IDs. I'm sitting at a particular corner of the hospital, can identify that these are the set of people who might not be very feeling happy, and those reasons could be plenty. The trends and spotting those patterns is where we start trying to attempt to bring out those initiatives which could help employees, which could range from their upskilling, managerial behavior, in terms of probably their leaves, their basics, maybe counseling. So that's the predictive analytics part. So we are using technology. Our humble attempt is to use technology to amplify care and not supersede the very burden on us that it is replacing jobs or it might be becoming difficult. People were talking about boundaries. I think we are the only hospital, we have flexible schedules available, and that's help us to retain our people. We do not let go of people in terms of finding the shifts which works for them. Even for the learning journeys when it comes to skill, because our kind of industry has to have the training is an input material. It enables. We cannot work and put the nurse on the job unless she's trained well. So that training is also, we are trying, it's a big leap of faith what we are getting into. We are making it AI based, and also we are trying to make it individualized, very customized. So I might not get into this feeling that probably the other nurse is much better than me, or maybe she's getting much better comp than me. We are able to get that individualized comp, individualized learning journey. So that's another part of it. I think on the latter part, I think I am also trying as a team, and I think it is more to do from our promoters and CEO, that we are trying to inculcate integration between human abilities and the tech. We are also trying to train our HR people to understand, because they're also not well trained on understanding these topics of emotional wellness or emotional intelligence. So how well are we able to do those people conversations? How can we turn thing from negative to positive conversations? Those capabilities we are trying to build in. And as the tech gives us the right points, we integrate and do the right conversation with the employees.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shefali. So, if you look at the number of topics that I wanted to cover, I have a one big list. But unfortunately, we are just 8 minutes left into our panel. Yeah, so I'm going to do a bit of a out of syllabus rapid fire round. Yeah, so I just want to, just go back. If in 1 minute, each one of us, literally 1 minute, can each one of us share some things, some really good insights that all of us can take back with us? And Gaurav, I'd love some data from you. I'm loving the data and things on neurosciences. So remember, it's a 1 minute rapid fire round.
Before I respond, I think I want to give a business idea to all the audience. Wherever you see a Jindal housing plant, do install a chola bhatura and a samosa shop there. It will fly. Just pulling a leg. Yeah. I think I liked what Shashank said, putting a structure to it, acknowledging it, putting a structure to it, and making champions out of it. But what organizations should now look at is, one is the issue of employees who are currently working. The other one is the young workforce in India, which will now come into the picture and hence makes HR's job more complex. Again, a recent study, since you asked for statistics, 2 lakh surveys done across postgraduate students in India. 49% have attention disorder. Disorder, I use the word. Yeah. The 63% that we spoke about in terms of anxiety, that moves to 77%, and they are still studying. They haven't joined the workforce yet, which accentuates the issue. So I think the problem is large. Women are more adept, at dealing with this. Sorry to make it more women and men, but women are more adept at it. Men are less, they don't acknowledge. So on and so forth. But put a structure, have those champions, get clinically proven surveys done in your organization, call it Pearl Survey, call it personality development programs. There are a couple of models you can Google and search, the Bar-On model, the Daniel Goleman model. These are gold standards in identifying emotional wellness quotient of your employees, and with that, you can design interventions, be it the supervisor, team dynamics, be it departments, be it demographics, be it gender, so on and so forth, or be it the job profile. You can easily then decipher and have those interventions in place and move your wellness journey further.
Thanks. Thank you, Gaurav. So you're saying HR should take better care of men, huh? Is that what you meant? Okay, apologies. All right. Ashish, what's your 1 minute bullet or 1 minute summary for the audience?
So thanks, Nitin, for this rapid fire. Touching from well-being to different perspective also, I would like to bring over here. So well-being, if you see, there's a report in WHO which talks about that over-burnout has, resulted in $1 trillion economy loss. So again, indirectly related to the productivity. And yes, if we are taking due care of our employees, they are well taken care. So yes, engagement level is high. The attrition or the exit rate is better. But how, what brings that thing into the people? If we take an example of aircraft, do we want the pilot to be incompetent or to be unfit or misfit? Do we like to fly in that aircraft? The answer is no. So same, our manufacturing setups are, they are not less complex, not less robust, not less cheaper than the aircraft. So we want competent, fit people to drive those businesses, be at shop floor, be at the leadership role. Second, the well-being program, any initiative, it's not HR perspective, it's we all have to be involved. And the line managers, the leaders, the HODs, in the current scenario have moved to people manager. Now, I would like to say they should be the happiness manager.
Right.
So if they are happiness manager, the well-being program or whatever things go round. Third thing I would like to say, we all have heard PPE, personal protective equipment, in the industrial context. So the term I would like to slightly change is 3P1E, is purpose, passion, peace, and E for energy. The purpose, if I as a manager, I as a leader is able to, should I stop?
No, you can complete PPE and then it's good.
Should able to define the purpose to the employees and connect with the passion. So that will engage the employee, and peace is what, it's like work-life counterbalancing. Moving from work-life integration to work-life counterbalancing. When work while you work, play while you play. So that is, that brings the peace, the appreciation, the achievement, sense of achievement if we bring, and the energy. When employees coming to the office, fully energized, going back from the office, fully energized, that defines the work culture. So if we can inculcate the 3P1E concept, I think we can go next step.
Thank you, Ashish. Parul, your 1 minute bite for all of us.
Yeah, sure. So I'd just like to say that the vision that, our MD of INSTAPOWER lives by, life is the greatest of all treasures. So even one, tons of golds cannot replace 1 day of life. So I think for us, this employee benefits and employee well-being remains at the heart and core of it. And having said that, of course, we have a engagement calendar, we have a well-being calendar in place, and we strictly adhere to it. Not only this, irrespective of the genders, whether male or female, not being biased at all, especially for nursing mothers and for, women going on career breaks or women who are expecting. We have special plans that we have catered for that. We have liaised up with our insurance, policies. Of course, all of us as HR leaders, we have, different insurance policies that we cater to, and we try to fix up, try to take the maximum benefit out of it so that, we can provide the maximum benefit to our employees. So definitely those health camps, your routine checkups, your BMIs, your health and weight, your eye checkups, dental, everything is there in place. And of course, especially for lactating mothers, dietitians and all, we have definitely all those programs running out. We have also partnered with OPD for Sure, which is again, doing an online consultation for employees, especially if they are falling sick or something. And of course, this is all covered and taken care by the organization.
Right.
So I think those are the programs that we are currently running at. Yeah.
Thank you, Parul. Thank you very much. Shefali, I'll come to you right in the end, because I'll save the best for the last.
I can see stress in your eyes.
Yeah, All right, thank you for that. Okay, Shashank, your bite,
Yeah, I think you set the expectation, so I'll continue to try. So there are a host of things which people have shared and the organizations are doing. My question rather, and a food for thought for you all to leave with, would be that proof of the pudding is in its eating. We are, in spite of doing all of this, we are 5% to 7% adoption. What is that we are doing? How are we doing it? Are we doing it the right way? 80% stress है, 5% लोग आ रहे हैं, हम कर क्या रहे हैं? दूसरा चीज, second point, leaving for the panel and the other members also to ponder over. Do we even know what are the inducers? We know that he's under anxiety, he's under stress, he's under burnout, he's under depression. That's a societal piece, right? What are the inducers? How much of those inducers are being generated by the organizations? How many are from family, from finances, from relationship, from past traumas, right? No insights. So I think these are my few food for thought. Rest, people are doing host of pieces. Please check that out.
Shashank, so well said. 5% are coming, 80% are not coming. Hum kar kya rahe hain? I think this is a panel by itself. How do we increase the usage? So well said. Saurabh, you bring a totally different perspective each time. So please go ahead. Give us your 1 minute.
Okay, I'll try to live up to your expectation. My 1 minute bite to entire audience and the panel and largely to the HR folks, I'll invite everyone to think over it, is that, work spaces and work models are changing, job roles are changing. Why there is a stress? Stress is because people know it is changing, but they don't know how to adapt to it. What are we doing to reskill? What are we doing to make them aware that what is coming to us is something which can be managed? Bots are not going to take our job. They're only going to make our job easier and more productive for us. Are we investing enough in communicating this? Are we normalizing our not being well into the workspace, within the house, within your own people? Are we building that community sense, what we have lost about, what India was known for? This is what we have to look at. And last thing, what I wanted to leave people with, when we had a sentence from there that men are more vulnerable. I wanted to say that again. We have grown up with these statements, men can't cry and mard ko dard nahi hota. Hota hai, start talking about it. As HR, if we start talking about it and saying, I am not well, everyone will start talking about it. People fear HR more than the CEO. Let me be very honest. किसको report पता चल गया, CEO को पता चल जाएगा. Be that honest friend for your employees. I will leave that perspective with. Thank you.
Saurabh, thank you for this special message for all the men in the audience. And I agree, just men or women, while it's a lighter note discussion, but I think everyone needs to talk about, this subject. And, culturally, we should all do that. Simran, over to you, your bite.
Yeah, I would like to say that health is the only wealth that we have. Be it tech, be it our traditional ways, we should focus on it, and we should have a judicious balance and mix of the technology and the human approach while dealing with all these issues, and be human for our employees. Thank you.
So well said. Health is the real wealth, and for that, we go to our healthcare expert on the panel. Shefali, the final word, the 1 minute bite, the final message from this panel.
So for me, I think, as I always say and probably propagate as well, that bring human back to the HR. Beyond Excel spreadsheets, it's very important bringing back human, those key skills. Positive conversations and using technology to amplify the care. I think that will be the bottom line to bring employee well-being.
So first of all, I just want all of you to give a very big hand to this panel. Fantastic panel, fantastic
Absolutely,
inputs.
absolutely. I think they deserve a very, very big round of applause. Sir, we'll come to the questions. We'll come to the questions, sir. We'll come to the questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, great panel session. My gratitude to all the panel members here. And wonderfully, I think every one of them are experts here. And thank you, Nitin for wonderfully moderating the session. Now, in the interest of the time, we can take just one quick question. Obviously, don't get mad because the panel members are available. You can reach out to them personally after this, but we have to maintain the timelines also. I think sir has raised a hand. Can we have the mic to him first? I saw his hand coming up first. Sir, kindly if you could introduce yourself, your organization and the question.
Sir, myself Pramod Tripathi. I'm looking after HR in Bajaj Energy. मैं कुछ कहना चाह रहा था चूँकि माहौल ऐसा है कि टेक्नोलॉजी और एम्प्लॉई वेलबींग का मामला है. मैं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट पे काम करता हूँ, सर जैसे आशीष सर ने बताया. मेरा एक क्वेश्चन ये है कि वेलबींग में पहली सबसे बड़ी बात ये है जो मैंने फील किया, आदमी स्वयं रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. लाइफ उतनी ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है नहीं जितना हम खुद बना लेते हैं, खास करके मेट्रोज में. सर ने कहा कि मैं जिस यूनिट में काम करता हूँ उसमें जो पूरी यूनिट का जो एरिया है उसमें 33% प्लांटेशन है, ग्रीन प्लांटेशन है. तो पहली चीज़ ये कि एम्प्लाई या कोई भी एम्प्लाई हो, कोई आदमी जगत में हो, अगर वो खुद अपना ध्यान नहीं रखता है तो दूसरा कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी, कोई भी सिस्टम, कोई भी फोरम, कोई भी विचार, कोई भी कुछ भी पढ़ ले, कुछ नहीं हो सकता. पहली बात. मैं ले चलता हूँ सर आपको महाभारत की तरफ. महाभारत में एम्प्लॉय वेलबींग का जो मामला था वो एक ही आदमी के पास था. ही इज द कस्टोडियन ऑफ द एम्प्लॉय वेलबींग. अब वो थे भीष्म पितामह. उनके पास जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी, पोर्टफोलियो जो था उनका, अगर आप देखेंगे जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, वो बिल्कुल एम्प्लॉय वेलबींग के लिए था कि सबकी देख रेख करना. उनके पास ऐसा कुछ इस तरीके का सिस्टम दिया गया था. लेकिन वो क्या किया उन्होंने, अंत में बाणों के ऊपर शयन किया था. बाणों के ऊपर उनको रखा गया था, 14 दिन तक रखा गया था. क्यों रखा गया था? जो डॉक्टर को खुद ही अगर डेली बेसिस पे उसको अगर मेडिकल एड देना पड़े, वो क्या दूसरे की सेवा करेगा? मेरे कहने का तात्पर्य सिर्फ इतना है सर कि हम जितने लोग बैठे हैं सारी इंडस्ट्री से हैं. दे आर लुकिंग आफ्टर 1000 ऑफ वर्कर्स का हम टेक केयर करते हैं. बहुत सारे हमारे यहाँ प्रोग्राम हैं एम्प्लॉय वेलबींग को लेकर के. एम्प्लॉय इंगेजमेंट एक्टिविटीज़ है 48 नंबर्स हमारे यहाँ एक्टिविटी होती है बजाज एनर्जी में, और यूनिट्स पे होती है. कारपोरेट इज इन नोएडा, तो हम लोग उसको आयोजन कराते हैं. लेकिन हमने देखा है कि उसी में जो 70% ऐसे पीपल हैं जो, सर किसी ने एक डेटा प्रस्तुत किया था, मैं ध्यान नहीं दिया, 70% ऐसे हैं जो अपने लिए खुद के लिए उतने अकाउंटेबल नहीं हैं. 30% हैं जो मॉर्निंग में योगा सेशन कंपनी कराती है, योगा के ट्रेनर हैं, दे हैव बीन हायर्ड, और उनका वो लाभ उठाते हैं. तो कुल मिलाकर के इन टोटलिटी ये है कि हम अगर अपनी खुद की देखरेख नहीं करेंगे तो वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का बहुत ज्यादा इंपैक्ट तो रहेगा. 9 to 6 तो प्रमोटर जो है आपसे काम कराएगा, लेकिन 9 to 6 के बाद क्या? बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो उस पोर्टफोलियो पे नहीं है जहां पे 24 आवर एंगेजमेंट है उनका. बहुत सारे डेटा रिपोर्ट्स मैनेजमेंट को पोर्शन करना. एक असिस्टेंट मैनेजर लेवल का आदमी ज्यादा स्ट्रेस में कैसे आ जाएगा जिसको हु हैज कंप्लीटेड ओनली 6 to 7 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस? कैसे उसको बीपी और डायबिटीज हो जाती है? उसमें हम खुद ही अपनी लाइफ स्टाइल से रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं और रहेंगे. मुझे अपना ध्यान खुद रखना होगा. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टेक केयर करेगी, निश्चित तौर पे करती है. हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग का प्रोग्राम चल रहा है. कोई ऐसी कंपनी है जहां पे एम्प्लॉय हेल्थ वेलबींग के लिए कोई प्रोग्राम नहीं चल रहा. लेकिन हमको खुद अपना ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. थैंक यू सर.
आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट रखा आपने. थैंक यू सो मच सर. एंड can we have again a big round of applause for this wonderful panel here? 8 industry experts on a very, very important topic of employee well-being. Now, I would like to call on stage Mr. Sanjay Ramdas Kamath, Senior Vice President and Business Head from Adrenaline E-Systems. Sanjay ji, if you could kindly come and do the honors of felicitating this wonderful panel here. Thank you, Sanjay ji. We'll start the felicitations first with Mr. Gaurav Uppal from Axis Mac Life Insurance. Sir, kindly. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Gaurav Uppal from Axis Mac Life Insurance for his wonderful thoughts in this panel session. Moving next to Shefali, Tomar. Gaurav ji, you are requested to be on stage. Please be on stage. Moving next to Shefali, Tomar from CK Birla Hospital. A big round of applause to Shefali ji for a wonderful session and for a wonderful thoughts in the panel as well. Moving next to Mr. Ashish Kumar from Jindal Power. A big round of applause to Ashish ji for his wonderful thoughts in this panel. Moving next to Ms. Parul Jauhar from INSTAPOWER. A big round of applause to Parul for her wonderful contribution in the panel. Moving next to Mr. SAURABH SINHA from Livpure. A big round of applause to SAURABH ji for his wonderful contributions in the panel session. Moving next to Ms. Simran Kaur from Tata Power-DDL. A big round of applause to Simran for her wonderful contributions in the panel. Moving next to Dr. Shashank Teotia from Paras Healthcare. A big round of applause to Dr. Shashank for his wonderful contributions in the panel. And now our honorable moderator for the panel, Mr. Nitin Dave from Quess Staffing Solutions. A big round of applause to Nitin ji for wonderfully moderating this panel session. Honorable panel members, I would request you to kindly step forward for a group photograph, and Sanjay ji, if you could also join them.